I done got me a state of mind. Now I'm just feeling like the world mine.
I'm Charliee Royal, brand owner of Royal Lifestyle. We got clothes for everyone. People who feel like they can dress, people who feel like they can't dress. You know what I'm saying? We got fly garments for everyone.
How's everything been for you as far as your brand?
Everything has been going good with it. It really just trying to stay consistent, trying to continue doing collection after collection, shoot after shoot, learning what's working and what's changing. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this economy, in this world, you know, in social media. So I would say trying to adapt always, you know what I'm saying? Adapt to what people like, what I like, and what also is popping, not falling into the trends. To like follow the trends, but don't succumb to them. Don't follow everything where I gotta do it like this, I gotta do it like that. Like, nah, like, you know, this is my way, this is the way I think is hot. You know what I'm saying? Let me adapt the new styles to what I got going on. But I would say, yeah, we staying pretty busy, man. We up to like 2 shoots right now in the summer. We got some more planned this summer. We got more ideas. You know, the summer is always fun because t-shirts are cheaper to make. So I get to have more fun with it. I can make more designs and be okay with it. In the winter, it's like, yo, like a hoodie costs a lot to make. So, you know, maybe there's not gonna be so many designs.
Do you enjoy when it's busier?
When it's busy, bro, like, I really like when it's calmer. I get to think more. When it's busy, it's like you're so focused on the task at hand, little things get lost in the bunch sometimes, you know? So I feel like when it's busy, you gotta be key in your team. You be like, yo, we have 3 events in the weekend. We gotta, you know, make time for the brand, make time for yourself a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And make sure everybody good, and also make sure everything is good. Also knowing, like, you know, if you got a Saturday, Sunday event, he's like, oh, if I boom on Saturday, I might have to come home and make more shirts for Sunday or whatever, shit like that. If you stay ready, you don't really gotta get ready too much for the most part, so which is good. But I'm not gonna hold you, bro. It's hard to do it with a job and a brand. If I was just a full-time entrepreneur, I think it would feel different. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm going through my Monday through Thursday, my Monday through Friday at work, and then gotta, you know, go on the weekend and go crazy hard, sometimes still gotta bring my laptop on the road, you know what I'm saying? I think that's when it gets tricky and it gets more tiring. And then when work really picks up, when both are busy, is when you're like, damn, like I gotta lean on my team more when that happens, for real.
What's your favorite event you've done recently?
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I love doing the fashion shows at schools. Shout out to you for Quinnipiac, by the way. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that off camera. But yeah, like, I'm not gonna hold you, the fashion shows, and we get to pop up at them. I need those two. I like when people get to see it on stage and then you get to feel it, you get to look at it. That's my favorite. Or they come at the end of the show or at intermission and they shopping. That's my favorite, because it's like there's so many people there supporting the people on stage, and it's just like people want to see good quality stuff. You know what I'm saying? And the pop-ups are cool. I'm not gonna hold you. The pop-ups are nice, but it's just a pop-up. You know what I'm saying? You're just sitting there, you know, selling clothes. You know, I feel like at a fashion show, it's like an experience.
Yeah, so they get to see your brand in action.
Yeah, and then sometimes it's like a production. You know what I'm saying? And it reminds me why I even got into this shit. You know what I'm saying? I got into this because I love production. You know what I'm saying? That was my first love besides doing clothes or whatever, doing anything. It was like music and production. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the things I liked, and then. So when I get to mix that with the brand, it's like, okay, it's like showing like my showmanship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Was clothing always an interest for you, or did it just randomly happen?
That's a great question. Man, was it always for me? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I wanted to become a MLB player when I was a kid. And I wrote an essay talking about what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I was like, oh, I want to be an MLB player. When I retire, I want to own sporting store, like Dick's Sporting Goods or like sporting store. I wanted to make jerseys, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to make sport wear, you know what I'm saying? So that was gonna be my next passion after I retired from playing baseball. You know what I'm saying? I never made it to the league. But working at my job makes me feel like I made it to the league because I get to touch the sports that I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I get to make an impact. A lot of people don't know this, especially up here. My first real love was like music. So I was making music while in Florida, you know what I'm saying? You know, that whole South Florida, Central Florida scene from like 2015 to like 2018, I was around there, you know what I'm saying? I knew these people, I knew the artists, the producers. I'm not gonna name drop all the people I met or knew, but that time in Florida, Orlando, Tampa, Miami, we was all connected, you know what I'm saying? So as an artist, I was like, yo, how can I monetize more? I'm deep into Breakfast Club interviews, deep into Hot 97 interviews, and everybody. What is everyone saying? Merch, 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 merch. So I was like, all right, I want to do more than just merch. I want to have a clothing brand. And then once I stopped doing music, I still wanted to do the brand because I'm like, hey, I love production. I love, you know, shooting videos. I love, you know, giving opportunities to models. You know what I'm saying? I know I got these dope ideas, you know what I'm saying, for commercials and content. So I was like, this is how I can keep it going. And, you know, I was getting paid to do shows and I was making more at the merch table. That's when it started clicking. I was like, yeah, we gotta get this shit off the stage, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's not worth it no more, you know what I'm saying? Like what you pay for the studio session or for a beat to then, like, if it becomes a hit, great. But if it doesn't and you're just performing it and people like it and you get, you know, 50,000 streams, it's still not a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, I could leave the show with 400-500 from clothes sales and they pay me $150 to go on stage, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it really was. And I always like to get fly, so I was like, this is my way of doing it. And then it really what really motivated me more is when I used to go shopping, I couldn't find shit that I liked at a good price. So I said, how do I, that's how I kind of want to do it for other people. Like, I love when people tell me, damn, like damn, all this for a good price, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, and for the quality, they're like, damn, this quality, you should be charging this and that. I'm like, nah, I'm charging the price so you could have it, so you could have more, you know what I'm saying? So you could wear it. The point is not for, I don't want people to have my stuff to hang it in the closet. Wear it outside. That's just everyday wear, you feel me? So yeah.
Do you remember the first piece you ever created?
Yeah, it was this t-shirt, simply, and said Royal Lifestyle in old English font, and that was it. And that was the first shirt that hit. It was my first shirt, and it was the first shirt that hit. And I used to just do that in different colors for years. I did the same shit in just different colors, and people would buy it. And I would sell the shirt for $20, $25, and yeah. And then it started from there. Then I had like a long sleeve, and then eventually it turned into like developing collections. But once I started developing collections is when I started to learn what didn't work and what works. You know, that's why I started to learn less is more, even though I have all these ideas. You feel me?
So what's something you learned about yourself with your brand?
How much my family inspires my brand. How much it inspires everything I do now. And it kind of shows in the brand. And then a lot of, like, for example, right? Like, you might not know. Okay, so Royal Lifestyle comes, you know, my name is Charliee Royal, right? So my government last name is Reyes. So Reyes means kings. So kings are royal. So my brand name already comes from my family. You know what I'm saying? So with that, and then, you know, like my mom has like 3 sons. So it's like story of the 3 kings. So it's like a lot of things like that in my family, so that inspires me to like kind of put it towards the brand. Like there's certain themes and graphics that are like, okay, like this is that type of thing where I'm symbolic towards like a little, it's like a little religious, but not too much. It's not too heavy. It's not like Jesus loves you on the shirt, but it's like, all right, this is angelic or whatever. This is that vibe, and this is fly vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like with a lot of that stuff, a piece of my brand is always like connected to my family, you know what I'm saying? So I would say I learned more about how much my family inspires me through my brand. You know, I'm the youngest, so like I always have, I always had older brothers who are like fly as hell, so like they already inspired me, you know what I'm saying? So in reality, I'm just over here trying to make them proud, you know. I say at the end of the day, you know. So if they think it's hot, like like when I did a pop-up in Orlando, like my middle brother, you know, he knows my journey, my process, and he's always all my family supports me. You know what I'm saying? I don't lack support from my family. He's seeing the new stuff. Like I was showing the summer pieces, and he was like calmly, like, damn, you stepping it up. Like it was mad funny. It was I was like, what you mean? Like I've been hot, you know? But it was real funny when he did that. Them little moments of validation, especially with your family, it means a lot to me.
If you didn't have a brand, do you think you'd be doing something else creatively?
Hell yeah.
What would it be?
Like I kind of already do it, you know what I'm saying? So like I have my job at ESPN. We produce cool sports videos for different sports, you know what I'm saying? And we support, you know, content in different ways, right? I would say I'd be doing that. If I wasn't doing either of these things, I think I would be working for a brand in like brand marketing. You know what I'm saying? That also might be in my next career step. You know what I'm saying? But like working in like somewhere like putting the pieces together. You know what I'm saying? I'm also learning how good I'm at like bringing parties together, and then the brand being the driving force. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also learning like I don't like to be the star. You know, I like to play the background. I like giving people the opportunity to be in the spotlight. I felt like I've already had moments in the spotlight. I don't always need to be in it. I don't feed off that. I feed off how people feel when you give them opportunities. You know what I'm saying? How they feel when you give them opportunity, when you give them a chance to you know, maybe they didn't have the confidence to do this before in their earlier lives. So like, damn, like now I get to model for this brand or do something creative. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get to really do creative shit. They want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But they not. I'm the guy who gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So I will say that.
What's your favorite piece that you've created so far?
Funny that you asked. I would say right now, this is my favorite piece that we've made. That's dropping actually on Monday. It's my favorite piece right now. I've been trying to master the big design on a shirt and it be fly and not look corny. We went through many renditions of this thing, for sure. That's my favorite tee right now.
Well, by the time this interview is out,
it'll be out. So it's out. Out now, go get it. You know what I'm saying? And I've been really trying to put more blue into my color palette in some of the shirts. So I feel like this shirt really did it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So what part of your journey do you think challenged you the most?
The in between, like the part where you about to quit. That was the most challenging part. Do I really want to keep doing this? Like I remember doing it for the first. I've been doing my brand since 2017. I remember being in 2020, and you know, COVID was a weird time. Everybody was feeling weird, doubtful, depressed. You know what I'm saying? I had some of those same moments. I'm asking myself, do I really want to continue this brand? Is it really worth it? You've been doing this for 3 years, and you know, you making a little flip, you know what I'm saying? You're making your money back, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not really moving how, you know, how you would want. Yeah. And then I was like, nah. I remember thinking like that. Then a couple weeks later, someone bought a bunch of stuff off me. And it put me in a battery in my back. I'm like, nah, I need to rebrand. I need to get better quality. And I slowly just started, and that's when I remember at the end of 2020, I had a couple more people help me. You know what I'm saying? So I built like a little team in Florida. It was my boy Dwayne and my cousin Eric. We was all working together, and they helped me uplift, kind of rebrand a little bit and uplift it. You know what I'm saying? We got good marketing, and I saw the difference. I saw the difference on the website. You know what I'm saying? I made a new website, I did new everything. You know what I'm saying? And it worked. And from there, that helped me create my first true collection that worked. And then from there, I could simply just roll the money into the next one, roll it into the next one, roll into the next one, you know what I'm saying? And now I could have my budget. So, you know what I'm saying? I was saying that happened 5 years ago in 2020. So, you know, now we here now, and I done did it so many times, you know what I'm saying? But now, like, that happened, and then like 5 months later, I moved up here. So I was up here in the middle of just kind of getting the rebranding off the ground, and then I moved up here, and I'm like, shit, like I gotta refigure out the lay of the land, refigure out connections. I didn't do a shoot for like 2 years because I didn't know no one. I didn't know no good photographers. I didn't know no models who would. My first photo shoot out here, my models were my coworkers. Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? I tell them every day, shout out to them. And the action and the photographer was a coworker too. You know what I'm saying? So we all did some dope content that day, and you know, and my brand even then, I feel was it was like looking back at it, I'm like, like the quality was good, but like it could have been better. But people liked it back then. You know what I'm saying? Like now I look back at it, I was like, man, the shoot was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like all the pieces, all in total, I'm like, it was cool. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if your younger self saw like what you're doing right now, what do you think he would say?
Shit, man, he would probably be like, I knew I would get here somehow, but I didn't know how. You know what I'm saying? I like, you know, like damn, you really are doing it, but in your own way. You know what I'm saying? So, and then my mom actually, and back in 2020, my mom, I decided to move back in with her, with my peoples around that time, because I didn't want to be tied down to a lease, because I was in the process of trying to get a job up here. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, I don't want to be tied down to a lease. Let me put my pride aside. It's not like I'm moving back home because I'm out of options. I moved back home because it was the better option at the time. So I went back home, and she would see my hustle. Like she you know, I didn't live in her house for years in college. So she would see me go to work, I'll come home. I had this table in my room. I had like moved the dresser out, and I would come home, and I would just like, I'm pressing shit. I'm pressing shirts. I'm pressing hoodies after work. I do it right when I get home because I don't want to disturb them when they're sleeping. You know what I'm saying? And then one day she came in my room and she was like, you know, like, it makes me so happy. Like, you know, like you come home and like you're doing something positive with your time. You know what I'm saying? Like you really doing what you said you was gonna do in that essay when you was a kid. I was like, what you mean? And she reminded me, and she was like, yeah, like you wanted to do this, and she's like, yo, like you graduated college, and I know you're not exactly where you want to be yet, but you know, so she's like, yo, I see you do these shirts, you leave, and you have all these packages, or you have these shirts you have to sell, and your hands are full, and you're going to work. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, she felt that, and that shit was heartwarming to me. You know what I'm saying? So to keep going, to keep pushing, you know what I'm saying? And even to this day, you know?
What advice would you give to someone who's just starting off?
Man, I would say there's so many more resources now than when I started, because people, manufacturers and people, everything is all on the internet. It's all there these days for the low too. I would say the best advice is start at high quality. Don't cheap yourself out, because when the person touches it, because you know, this is what most people think. They think they're gonna drop their shit, right? They're gonna throw it online, and people are just gonna mysteriously buy it, and you're never gonna interact with the customer. Wait until you interact with the customer and they're looking you dead in the eye and they're touching your shit. Then you're gonna be like, damn, you know, oh, they're gonna touch it and be like, alright, you know, or oh, this is not, it don't really look as appealing or whatever. So start with high quality. If you start with quality, the reaction you're gonna get is a quality reaction. Oh damn, this is good. This is better than the mall. This is something I will get at the mall. You know what I'm saying? Yes, absolutely. This is better than what you're gonna get at PacSun. Actually, this is gonna last you more than a few washes. So yeah.
What's something you wish you knew when you first started?
That exactly. Honestly, I knew that. People were telling me, but I was afraid because it cost more money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, man, like that shirt costs like $7 each. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go get the $2, $3 one because that's what I can afford. I'm just starting right now. You know what I'm saying? When you're starting, you want to be as risk-free as possible. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know where to get all these things. I might have would have gotten my LLC sooner. You know what I'm saying? Because getting my LLC helped me get different wholesale accounts. You know what I'm saying? With different businesses, because you need these. You know, you need these government numbers, these business numbers to do big business. So you're like, all right, so you can get that wholesale number. I can get the pound price,
right,
you know, per se, you know. So I feel like that opened up for me to give good quality at a quicker turnaround. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't getting middleman no more. You know what I'm saying? So that helped me give good quality at a better price and still make money. Because people always ask me, oh, how can you sell it for this price and still make money? It's because I got the wholesale account. You know what I'm saying? I got the right plug for it. You know what I'm saying?
So you said earlier that there was a moment where you kind of felt like giving up, essentially.
Yeah.
So when there's moments where you feel like self-doubt or you feel like giving up, how do you normally deal with that?
Really, like, it doesn't happen very often no more, but really just like looking yourself in the mirror, not like literally, but like self-reflecting a lot, self-reflecting about my decisions. You know what I'm saying? Was this right? You know, should I have dropped this piece first? Should I have done it this way? Should I have done this type of look or whatever? You always want to overthink. It's really trusting your gut. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really doubt myself no more, because I learned that there's something out there for everyone. What may not be for you and me, it's for someone else. You know what I'm saying? So when I don't get a sale, I don't be like my shit is whack, my audience wasn't here. It's always a positive way to look at things. And I would say after COVID, like, I've gotten more positive about life, about everything, because like, you know, COVID showed me like life is short. Like, people was dying, dropping left and right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, we gotta just take what we can. Shit is not on our time, it's on God's time. You know what I'm saying? So we really just gotta, you know, move with patience. You know what I'm saying? So I would say when I'm self-doubting, I just be patient, because it's gonna come. Because I be frustrated, especially moving up here and not feeling like wanting respect immediately. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna come like that. Respect is earned. Respect happens over time, built with relationships. So I had to build those relationships. It takes time, it takes patience. You know what I'm saying? We're building our relationship right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was people that I met 2 years ago that wouldn't give me an opportunity. Now they're giving me opportunities. I could sit there and shit on them and could be like, oh, you should have been giving me opportunities. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Now I got it. Now when I get it, I'ma kill it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't my time yet. I wasn't there with you yet. Now you see me. And I feel like when people see something new, they might not want to fuck with it. But when people keep seeing it, they see it next year, and the next year, and the next event, and the next event, or I start being places a lot, doing different events. I'm seeing people multiple days in a row, because they see I'm doing shit. I'm outside. You know what I'm saying?
What does success look like to you?
I would say success to me looks like, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't look like a bunch of fancy cars, fancy houses, and a ton of money. You know what I'm saying? For me personally, it's you know, doing everything I love in my life, you know what I'm saying, and be able to make money off of it and to live comfortably. You know what I'm saying? That's all I really need. You know what I'm saying? If I blow up and I'm able to get all this money and do all these things, I want to do that. But people are gonna see how much I'm gonna give back, because I'm that type of person. You know, so I would say that's what success is like to me. And I feel like in my life, I'm a little successful because I get to do all the things I always want to do as a kid and live my life. You know what I'm saying? Even down to my hobbies. I love sports. I could still play baseball or softball on my free time, still have my job, still do my brand, and no one can tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? I get to do all the things that make me happy and come home and my bills are paid. And I could have a little money to go out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's success to me. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I didn't grow up, you know, with all this money, but my parents came to this country and made a living for their kids, and we all didn't end up in debt or in jail. So to me, they're a success to me. You know what I'm saying? So like shit, they did a good job. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you know, if we blow up and we get to, you know, be on PJs and traveling everywhere, that would be great too. But we already kind of do that with the brand. You know what I'm saying? We travel to different cities, we take flights, we do this and that. You know what I'm saying? We already doing what we dreamed of, but on a smaller scale. So this is just the journey.
Do you think that definition like changed as time passed, or has it always been that for you?
I feel like when you're younger, you thinking is money this, money that, and attention and fame. You know what I'm saying? As I got older, I realized I don't want fame. You know what I'm saying? I want money. You know what I'm saying? I want money and to take care of my family at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Beyond that, nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do nothing else besides that. Take care of my mom, my dad, my brothers, my nieces, my close friends. And I also want to give opportunities to all the people that are around me that are creative, that don't know how to satisfy that outlet, or they don't have a way to do it. I also learned through my brand. My brand has become up here like a platform and an opportunity for people. So people, for a photographer, a videographer, you know what I'm saying? I don't be trying to do it all. People, I have the ability to do it all. Yes, I can shoot people. Yes, I can shoot the commercials. Yeah, I can do it all, but collaborating is what makes life so much more beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's sometimes it's costly. It's a real thing. You want to pay people's price. You don't want to be rude. You don't want to downplay their worth, because people feel like, oh, you trying to lowball me or whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? But if you find those right people who could give you a decent price, you know what I'm saying? Or even the you can afford it. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's do it. Let's make something happen. I feel like once I started doing that, I started seeing more eyes on my shit. More people are seeing it instead of me trying to do it all, because I already wear 8 hats, 9 hats. You know what I'm saying? All I would be wanting to do is present my vision to another creative person and be like, hey, can you execute? You know what I'm saying? And I'm there too. I'm not breathing down your neck. Like I know anybody who's ever worked with me, like photographer, videographer, we do the talk lead up and a little bit during the shoot, and you show me a couple pictures. I'm not on your ass in the thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not breathing down your neck. If there's something that we need to do and you're missing, I'm gonna speak up. But like, I'm really there to just support you. You know what I'm saying? It's your job to execute. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to make sure the vision goes through.
What's next for you? Well, besides those shirts that you showed, those will be out. So what will be coming up after that?
What's next? We trying to do a tennis collection sometime this summer. I'm really into tennis. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's another, you know, I'm very big into sports, so I'm trying to dip my bag into really doing like a sports collection, but like it being like but it being cool and different, still being streetwear. You know what I'm saying? Tennis is a little bit different, you know what I'm saying? So that's specifically why I wanted to do it, because you know what I'm saying, throughout the years of my brand, if people know or don't know, I've done basketball jerseys, baseball jerseys, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of more regular in hip hop, you know what I'm saying? I feel like tennis really isn't, you know what I'm saying? Or in culture or streetwear culture, it's not really in. So I feel like this is my way to do it, to be different. We're gonna have a girl collection, you know what I'm saying? Something for the ladies, you know what I'm saying? Every summer I try to do something for the ladies. Last year, I always stress it. I'll be like, yo, if the ladies don't buy this shit, there won't be one next year. You know what I'm saying? So buy it, because if you buy it, then there'll be another one. There'll be another one next year. You know what I'm saying? Or there'll be more women items. You know what I'm saying? People always ask me, oh, is your, you know, I always tell people it's unisex clothing, because you can both wear it, but it's really for men. You know what I'm saying? But it's like size for men. But women like the baggy look is in right now, so they buy it anyway. But definitely a girl collection and that tennis collection. That is what's new for the summer. The fall is still being cooked up. We got some hats coming. But yeah, I'm really trying to do like a, you know, I'm really trying to do like a sports department for the brand. You You know what I'm saying? It's gonna, because I want it to be like a chunk that's just a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily the outside clothes. You know, it'll be Royal Sports. You know what I'm saying? It'll be so then like, so the tennis collection will be like one of the first things. I might not call it that at first, but it might be the first rendition of something like that, because I'm already cooking up other type of sports items, you know what I'm saying, that I'm already doing, that might drop in later in the summer, might drop in the fall. But that's like a little, I'm learning, like, the more niche I go and make it look amazing, it would hit no matter what. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And but also be different, because respectfully, like, you know, like, I don't see nobody dropping the tennis collection. And some of my favorite, like, and the brands that I get inspiration from, and it also shows my personality. Like, I really like tennis. I've worked on tennis, you know what I'm saying? So like, tennis holds a special place in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to London and learning the history. Like, I went to, there's a museum in Wimbledon, and it was just reminding me, like, when I was a kid, like, when I learned about tennis, you know what I'm saying? Roger Federer and all that shit. And then having to work closely, and then, you know, I was doing, I was helping someone out at work, and they was like, hey, go to these 1960s Wimbledon films, and the shit was just blowing my mind. I was watching it and I was like, yo, this is crazy, and the culture and what they do out there, it blew my mind away. We was trying to do it last year. Timing wise, it didn't work out with getting the shirts in time to do the shoot. So and then by then it became fall. So I was like, all right, we just gonna nip it in the butt, wait till next year, you know what I'm saying? And then prepare earlier, and then we made it a little bit bigger, and then we added another design to it, and then yeah. So I would say that's the next thing I'm really working on. It's already worked on, but it's really doing the shoot for it and doing the content for it.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
I feel like the more you lean into the stuff that you like or
yes.
you value, like your
audience will see it in the work.
Yeah.
Yep, man. Shout out my team. Shout out the best stylist in the game, Jay. Shout out all the models that I work with. You know, shout out all the photographers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out the ones we about to work with. Shout out all the fashion clubs that showed me mad love this year. We did all the fashion shows. Shout out to y'all. And shout out the customers. Y'all the reason we still going. You know what I'm saying? More heat. We only like 1-2 drops in this summer. We got a lot more to go.